Welcome to the CP2 course. My name is Ninghui Li. I'm a professor of computer science at Purdue University. This course is taught by me and Chuang. In fact, it will be mostly taught by Chuang. I will be covering the first topic, but Chuang will be teaching the rest of the topics. Chuang Dang he's a rising sophomore at Purdue. He's an excellent competitive programmer. He's a team member of the Purdue competitive programming team that won a bronze medal at ICPC North America Championship. He knows much more about competitive programming than I do. So, and this is his first time teaching CP course. So he was served as TA before, but this will be the first time he's delivering lectures and serving really as an instructor role. So CP2 is one course in a sequence of CP courses at Purdue. So some of these courses were organized by students over the last several years. So starting fall of 19, I got more involved. So in fall of 19, I redesigned CP1 course. And in spring of 20, I redesigned the CP2 course. And that was the first time CP2 course is taught as a 2-credit course. And starting the summer, CP1 will also be 2 credit because we feel that in order to really learn, you have to spend a sufficient amount of time doing the problem set, solving the problem. So the only way to learn to program and to solve problem is to actually write program to solve problem. And there's really no other way around that. And in fact, you have to spend a significant time in order to really learn something. So in a sense, if you take a course and every problem you can solve it in under an hour, then your level is really above that course. You shouldn't really be taking that. So so if you're taking the course at your right level, then you really have to spend several hours on each problem. Making it 1 credit seems to be not appropriate for the amount of work a student need to put in. So now these CP courses, they are all 2 credits. And this summer, I'm also starting a CP0 course, which is targeting students with no or little programming background. So all these courses are taught in a similar fashion in the sense that they're all problem driven. And we also have a CP3 course. So after taking this CP2 course this summer, if you're interested in continuing competitive programming, then in this fall, we'll have, we expect to have ICPC regional competitions, assuming it's going to happen. So with the coronavirus situation, nothing is certain at this point. But if it happens, then we will have a sort of a series of selection and then practice training to prepare Purdue teams to compete in the regional competition of ICPC. So then that will be sort of similar to what the CP3 course will do. So we will not have a CP3 as a course in the fall, but we will have we expect to have a little bit of informal practices and discussions on CP topics in the fall. And next spring 21, we expect to have a CP 1 to 3 course. So if you're interested, I encourage you to click this link. You can look through the information about this course. Perhaps the most useful information are the links to previous versions of this course. So you can get a little bit more information on what was covered there. So why take a CP course? So there can be a number of reasons I think taking a CP course will be helpful. So for example, I believe the topics we covered in CP1 and CP2 are very much related with the topics that are covered in typical technical interviews in today's job searching process. Solving this problem should help you in that regard. And also, CP2, I believe it's kind of the first in the CP sequence that really teaches topics that you are likely to see in ICPC competition. Well, I guess that's not totally true, because CP1, some of the DFS, BFS, they also those kind of topics also show up in CP1. But CP2 is really, if you take CP2, you can kind of participate in ICPC a little bit more meaningfully. But I also think that CP courses using competitive programming and the problem-driven approach is helpful for learning how to program and how to solve a problem. Because you get a lot of practice to apply data structure and algorithm idea. So given a problem, you need to analyze based on the parameter, based on the complexity. You need to sort of think in terms of the data structure and algorithmic toolkit, which one would be applicable, select suitable one, and then apply them. And also, CP problems are a little bit hard in the sense that you have to pass all the test cases in order to get any credit on a problem. So in a sense, if you solve a problem, you have to do it right. So there's no sort of partially correct programs don't get any credit, which I think is the right attitude. So when you learn to program, you should learn to do it right. And also, we will be looking at a lot of actual code for solving problem, which I believe is very important, because there are many small programming idioms which are very helpful to know, but they are oftentimes not taught. So if you don't read the others' code, you have to figure out everything on your own, which will be very time consuming. So CP course, by showing solution code, which I believe will be helpful in that regard. And also, I hope you have fun. For me, solving CP problems are kind of a fun experience. The problem are generally sort of mathematically interesting. And also, if you struggle a little bit to get the problem solved, there's a degree of satisfaction at the end. So as I mentioned earlier, we take a problem-driven approach. So almost everything that is taught in this course is in the context of solving some programming problem. So typically, for every topic, we will have multiple example problems, 5 or 6 example problems. So we will describe the problem and then give you a chance to think about the problem and try to solve it on your own. And then we'll talk about the solution idea, and then oftentimes we'll look at the actual solution code. So for each of the topic, there will be associated problem set. And for CP2, all the problem sets are on purdue.catis.com. So if you go to this link, you can see this page. So there are 10 topics, and each topic have 3 problems. And you should click this link. I'm a student taking this course, and I want to register for it on Catis. Because if you take this course, then we can see your result. When I click this view student result, I'll be able to see which problem you have solved, and we can use that to compile information for your grade. So also I expect a lot of the question answering will be happening on Piazza. So you should sign up for the course Piazza.